Hi, I'm Hannah McCurdy-Adams. I use the pronouns she and her, and I co-chair the Canadian Eastern Massasauga Rattlesnake Recovery Implementation Group, or CEMRRIG, and I co-chair it along with Aidan Maloney, who is also at this conference. And so I want to introduce the group, but also just a bit about Massasaugas, although we've already had the Yaggies give us a good introduction to other snake things, especially cat. But yeah, generally across the range, depending on where you look and what government and what legislation, Eastern Massasaugas are generally at risk. And the Southern Ontario populations are in need of the most urgent conservation management. And then to Anishinaabe people, the Massasauga rattlesnake holds very special meaning and purpose as a medicinal, spiritual, and cosmic entity. And so I was told by Sam Kuwakwado, an elder and knowledge keeper of Shawanaga First Nation, and shared to me by Roger Jacklin, an elder and knowledge keeper of Magnetawan First Nation, the story of the Massasauga describes it as a plant protector and a type of conservation measure. When it buzzes its tail, it's telling us that we have harvested enough blueberries or other medicinal plants, and that we should leave the rest for the other more than human relations or animals. And so I was asked to start this CEMRRIG group, and I'd like to introduce it to everyone. We are focused on collaboratively implementing conservation efforts for the Eastern Massasauga rattlesnake, particularly in Ontario, but we do have some US members and work with US institutions. So we've got over 70 members currently that work for municipal, provincial, and federal governments, Indigenous nations, universities, consulting companies, zoos, and other conservation organizations. And there's also a number of members that have shared no official affiliations, as we aim to foster a really inclusive environment to discuss Massasauga recovery without representing any one organization or government, but we're rather a group of experts and concerned individuals that may choose to represent their organization or government. And so we have 5 main objectives. We provide a mechanism for networking and collaboration among diverse interests. We provide a forum to discuss active projects, the latest research, and coordinated approaches to threat mitigation. We provide expert advice, education, and outreach to organizations and individuals. We encourage ecosystem-based approaches and the mixing of in situ and ex situ efforts in what's called a one-plan approach. And we encourage two-eyed seeing approaches that harmonize with many knowledge systems to all actions. And our membership is free if you'd like to join. We'd love to welcome you in. There's an email I had on the first slide, and you'll see it again at the end, or you find me. I'm in red today. We also have just an email distribution list if you'd like updates rarely throughout the year about rattlesnake-related stories, events, or updates. We ask that members are actively involved or have a strong capacity to contribute to Eastern Massasauga recovery and bring experience or expertise from many knowledge systems about the species, habitat, recovery activities, and threats. And one thing I really want to emphasize is that you don't need to think of yourself as a rattlesnake expert. We really want help from folks that actually may have more time to put towards some recovery work that some of us that call ourselves experts are low on. And if you set up a meeting and invite us, we will come, but we would like the help with the logistical setting up of meetings. And so we'd like you to be part of a diverse team and collaborate in a respectful manner. We have one membership meeting coming up. I sent the save the date email a couple of days ago for November 2nd this year. It's going to be virtual. And that you participate anywhere in any working groups that are relevant to your jurisdictions or areas of interest. And so we have a few existing working groups that have co-chairs. There's Ex Situ, Community Science and Outreach, and Two-Eyed Seeing is in the process of maybe being created. There's a couple of affiliated working groups. You heard a lot from Kat earlier today, who works in Wainfleet, and Jonathan Choquette's also at the conference that runs our OPREC affiliate. Like they work really closely with us because they work with the rarest populations that are the most at risk in Southern Ontario. And then we have a couple of recommended working groups that have really important actions, but we need people to step up as chairs or co-chairs to help coordinate getting us together virtually or whatever. We can definitely help with that. And Thank you.